Hello, everyone. Um, this wasn't supposed to happen again. Um, we're here. We weren't expecting. We didn't have a stream prepared for you all this evening, but absolutely battered Manchester United at Old Trafford 3-0. Of course, of course, Adam, of course, or Tino, as you announced on your little name thing there. Try and sum up that for me because that was just. I mean, we were very, very good. Yes, they were very, very good. But, I mean, if you'd have told me Emil Kraft and Paul Dummett were going to keep a clean sheet in a 3-0 win at Old Trafford,
Yeah,
I'd have questioned you.
I think, pardon me, I think even as fans, we still, after what's happened the last 18 months and how much we've improved, we still don't have faith in how good Eddie Howe's got this squad. And I mean, and when I mean the players you've just mentioned, Kraft, Dummett, players who are coming in, we look at that team and we go, oh, we're not going to win this, even as poor as Man U are. And then we absolutely boss it at Old Trafford. That's 2 wins in, I think, 50 years, Gary Neville alluded to in the commentary. And I mean, that was a comfortable win. If you remember the one 10 years ago, it was quite a tight game. That was the easiest win we'll get all season. And to take nothing away from, yes, Man U had a poor team out, but arguably we did as well. But we bossed them from start to finish. And yeah, I just don't think we should be as surprised as we are. I really think we're not giving ourselves as a squad. We've all been panicking the last week or so, or worried. Bring Dummett in, bring Kraft in. If they're stepping up like that, I know Man U are poor, but yeah, brilliant, great night. I'm glad every fan down there, I hope has a brilliant night because that was fantastic.
It absolutely was. Lee there, Harry is there. You are going to want to see the instant match reaction coming up shortly. You are going to want to see the away day vlog. There was some absolute limbs in that away end, and that's all you could hear all night. And of course, the last word as well, all coming up later and on into the morning. Newcastle Fans TV, but we're here for the draw, which is coming up soon. Sky are just finishing off their match reactions and analysing what went wrong for Manchester United. Unlucky. Um, incredible. Smash that like button as well and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV if you haven't already done so. Does that show, Adam, that maybe Eddie Howe needs to trust his squad players a bit more? We looked tired at Wolverhampton on Saturday, and there was no intensity really. Tonight, we absolutely killed them with our intensity in that first half alone.
Arguably, or could show what Eddie Howe was kind of planning tonight as well, and that he wanted some. It started really badly tonight. Actually, when you think Matt Targett went off after a minute and a half, so it could have went the other way. So the Wolves one I wasn't too fussed about. We didn't deserve the win. We got out with a point which we deserved. But then you look at who we set up tonight. Did Matt Ritchie get a full game there?
Went after 15 minutes to go, but
Yeah, and he's not kicked a ball. Ultimate professional again. But the two at the back. I mean, that's Emil Kraft's first kicker for football in 14 months. Dummett, he came in against City. Livramento man the match. Hall came in, scored a goal. Yeah, just the squad's just solid, and you think if the 4 or 5 lads were missing, if we get a favourable draw tonight, Sam, this could be 2 consecutive.
well,
Well,
you mentioned the draw. Now I've covered every draw so far this season for NFTV. I've presented every single draw, Carabao Cup, Champions League, whatever. So my record this season in presenting cup draws is not very good. Manchester City.
I did the City one with you, and I remember we started off on just anyone but City, and we got City. So I'm not even going to predict who I want in this one.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I haven't looked at the numbers. I didn't even look to see what number, but it is what it is. Like Port Vale are in there. No one from the away end has left Old Trafford yet. It looks
brilliant, doesn't it? Yeah,
absolutely incredible. The draw. There's some still very winnable ties in there. There are a couple of tricky fixtures in there. Liverpool are there now. We've got rid of both Manchester clubs, as we know. Keep your comments coming in. I'll put them up on the screen as we go through. I do want to come on to this player who you've alluded to into your name your screen name for the.
I was too excited, Sam. We arranged this too fast, and I've just been shouting Tino to you over voice notes for the
I
last
know.
hour. I was a bit excited.
Shout out producer Carl for setting this stream up so very very quickly. But Tino Livramento, what a player we've got on our hands again. He's shown just. I mean, have we got the best two right back in terms of in a squad of all the Premier League teams?
I mean, we need to see some more consistency in terms of playing for Livramento. There's no doubt about that. I think we were all screaming for him to come on against Wolves because Trippier looked probably the worst game in a black and white shirt, but he's certainly got the best right back for me. One of arguably in the world to learn off for the next 3 or 4 years in Trippier. So that's an absolute bonus for us. And take nothing away from that assist for Miggy's goal. That was world-class full-back play. When you get the ball in that position and drive on and play for, we could all see it on the screen. We're all screaming, play that through ball. And how many times have we said that with different players and they don't play it or they misplay it? And he got it nailed on. And that's the second time I've really seen him, bar the City game and two solid games. So as long as he's got the patience, the right players around him, the right family around him, to not pressure getting into the first team, because he's got to get it right. We don't want transfer requests going in because he's not playing the football he believes. He will be our full back going forward, but he's not getting ahead of Trippier just yet.
No, you need to slouch down as well because your forehead is getting cut off the screen. Bless you. Oh, that's better. That's better. We can see all your grey.
I'm literally on a Yankee candle. That's how quick this was.
No, Adam, no. You can right. Thank you. Right, hey man. Lewis Hall, first goal for Newcastle United. Again, what a performance by these young wing backs. Absolutely incredible. I know the kind of transfer strategy from the summer was kind of put into question this week because of how many injuries we've got and obviously the Tonali ban now. Did we maybe plan for the future a bit too soon? But I think the performances from Livramento and Lewis Hall has just proved that it's not just the future. They can step in and really, really play their part this season.
It's probably been one of the main frustrations of most Newcastle fans this season that we've had. Yes, we've not bought him yet, but arguably 60 million's worth of fullbacks on the bench. And he marked the wife beater out the game today. You know what I mean? He didn't have a touch. Allegedly, yeah. But yeah, he didn't touch the ball at all game. And yeah, I thought they were both excellent. Absolutely, they're going to be a credit to this football club going forward.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. Yes, Port Vale are in the hat. I suppose Port Vale at home is the draw that everyone wants. So you wait and watch Liverpool get that. Another, I mean, look, you could give man of the match to any single one of them tonight. Livramento got it from Gary Neville for Sky. Another player we should talk about is Joe Linton. Obviously, his position got changed because of Target's injury, which will be, I think, the 9th player now in the first team squad to be injured, if you include Tonali's banner with that as well. Desperately unlucky for Matt Target, who started as in defensive midfield. So we'll never know how that would have turned out. But Joe Linton slotted in there when Target went off and Almiron came on. And I thought he was an absolute beast.
It is, and some things happen for a reason, because you gutted for Matt because he's worked his way to get us back to fitness, but we wouldn't have gotten in that position, Sam, if Matt Target was on the pitch. He wouldn't have been making that run Miggy did for the goal. So it's disappointing. I'm hoping he's not out long. It looked a hammy, which is probably another 6 or 7 weeks. Again, it's not great for the squad, but we wouldn't have gone on to boss that first half for me if that change hadn't happened. So that's my personal opinion. I thought the three in the middle of midfield were absolutely phenomenal. Willock. So it takes some players a few games to get back to the sharpness. He was just straight back into it, his first start. I thought Longstaff was phenomenal. So proud that he was captain today on that.
Yeah.
His 150th appearance, considering he he was enemy number one a year ago. And Joe Linton, as you mentioned, Sam, poor against Wolves again. He looks like he's building his fitness back up, and just absolutely dominated it against one of the biggest stadiums in the world. Just completely dominated tonight.
Yeah, Willock, we have to touch on, as you mentioned, first start. The energy he brought back to that midfield tonight was absolutely incredible. Like you say, he's had a couple of, excuse me, off the bench. But like you say, first start today, and as I say, the energy, intensity that he brought, and the intensity is what we've been missing, certainly against Wolves on Saturday. Thoroughly deserved his goal, and a well taken one as well.
Honestly, think he's one of the most underrated players in the Premier League. How he finished last season, you remember that assist against Tottenham, the Tottenham one? Puts on Isaac, that's when you've got that in your bag, and for a centre midfielder to be able to get the ball at his feet and get you into that final third so quickly, it's so rare, so rare. I'm trying to think of players over the years who've been that quick at being able to do it. There's not many around like that. And how old is he? 24.
Don't know off the top of my head.
If that, he's no older. I'm pretty sure he's no older than that.
That's in my mind palace.
Again, having hit a player like him in our books, he's going to be massive. And I think he softens the blow to Gnarly, to be honest, because I think he's going to give us more when he's fit.
Absolutely. Geordie Liam, what time is the draw, mate? Well, mate, it's coming up. By thinking about the game, Eddie Howe is currently getting interviewed by Sky, so I don't suppose we'll be far away. Adam, just talk for 30 seconds whilst I have a coughing fit.
Well, as you can see on the camera, that's the most professional Sam has ever been.
Top quality filler there from Adam Phillips.
Don't put us on the spot like that. I'm not
pretty ball, and let's face it, you fumbled it. Draw's coming up any minute now. Is there kind of a sense of revenge tonight, or was that kind of after the home win against Man United towards the end of last season?
I never. The cup final, it wasn't really about revenge because we were that poor that day. I think most normal fans knew we didn't deserve to win that game. So for me, revenge is if it's a 50-50 game and it kind of didn't go our way. We didn't deserve to win that game. So I wasn't that concerned about revenge. It's more about stamping our mark on cups like this. How many times have we gone out the first round of the Carabao Cup? Now we've beat Man City, we've beat Man United. Touch wood, we're going to get a draw, and then you're into another quarter final, and then a two-legged semi-final, which we proved last year. I think we had to beat every Premier League club last year, maybe bar Tranmere, if I may be right. So they're not easy draws. I just we'll go on to who we want in the draw, but no one wants us. I've said that before, Sam. No one wants to play us, and guarantee you Liverpool won't want to play us. So I really don't think we've got many to fear. I think the worst ones are the potential banana skins. The couple that were left. Borough still in. Teams like that.
That would be a good occasion, now, hasn't it? It's been.
I would love
any sort of derby. I mean, I know some people don't class Borough as a derby, but I think we will, considering how long it's been since we played anyone from the northeast. But I mean, Port Vale are in the draw. That's obviously the one that everyone wants, and
Exeter as well. Or did they go out?
I think they are.
Honestly, it's a bizarre one this year because I haven't really looked at who's left.
I've had a sore throat for days, and now you're making me do this.
Get yourself a glass of water.
No, well, I could, but it'll be from my child's cup, which I'm not going to do. Jay in Atlanta, feels good to smash them. Of course it does. That's like our second win at Old Trafford in God knows how many years, since football began in 1992. So yeah, what a game. We do have to touch on it just for kind of Billy Balance. how bad are Man United at the minute?
Yeah, the poor, aren't they? I'd say it's awful to see, but it's not. It's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. You know, seeing their fans walking out. I hate Man United, and I don't say sorry to any fans who are watching this. You know,
Well,
you you've got your celebrity fans like Goldbridge and that who try to belittle every other club, and you deserve this. You know, you're on a great set of fans. Your manager's horrendous. He seems to get away with so much criticism. Like, you can blame players, of course you can, but the way he sets up your team is not good enough. And when you look, he's got Steve McLaren sat next to him. I'm just looking at the telly there, and you've got Steve McLaren laughing at Man U fans who are confronting them. The genuine ones who've supported Man U 30, 40 years, yeah, this must be one of the ones, the worst squad you've ever had. That Garnacho, oh my God, like, where's he come from? Martial, he's been at your club, 8 or 9 years, he's only scored about 80 goals. It's horrendous. Maguire, it's just, yeah, it's great for the neutral because there's a lot of people who don't like Man U because he's a very entitled bunch, but yeah, hopefully he'll start dropping down the leagues where you belong.
dropping down the league. Wow.
Seriously could. They're that bad. They are that bad.
Again, for Billy Balance, I just want to point out that they're only 2 points behind us in the Premier League. So, yeah, I mean, the Old Trafford was severely emptying in the last 15, 20 minutes, wasn't it? But I'm assuming that's because of the late kick-off, the last train to London was about to leave. So they probably all had to get back. Mike, as LNB, as I live and breathe. He's in the comments singing a happy tune. Jonathan Greenwood, my usual on-screen wife, who is determined to sound like my actual wife of late. He wants Borough. Didn't only win the game, we played beautiful football also, and that came from front to back. Dummett and Kraft, we need to go back and give them a proper mention. Wow, just like how that happened.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, they had the busiest games. They didn't, but it still takes a lot of balls to come in and play like that. I mean, I honestly think our back four, because of how bad Man U are, they didn't have a great deal to do. But yeah, credit to them, especially when our biggest criticism at the minute is probably our squad. Kraft's a right back, and he came in first game centre half. So yeah, credit to them. I hope they're proud of themselves tonight. I hope they enjoy it. Because they could be called upon on Dortmund or Arsenal this week. Arsenal this week and a Dortmund in a week's time.
Yeah, no ball fiddling. Adam will not be ball fiddling for the duration of this programme. Put at home, please. Kraft was incredible. Does that mean that, Kraft is definitely better than Manquillo?
Is Manquillo still there? Honestly, I wouldn't even know him. It was the last time he kicked a ball as well.
He's injured.
No, Kraft's certainly more versatile in terms of being able to fit in a back four. And to be fair, the last few months when Eddie Howe came in and we were really struggling, Trippier came in and got injured after 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
To be fair to Emil Kraft, he'll probably go down in folklore for how he performed in that second part of the season. Because we have these certain types of players, the Kilgine, the Killers, the Aaron Hugheses, the players who Newcastle fans will always remember for certain aspects of their Newcastle career. And Kraft's one of them because them 13, 14 games he played, we probably would have gotten relegated if it wasn't for players like that. So yeah, there's no. I'm glad he's done well tonight, but he's certainly going to be behind the likes of, Lascelles, people like that still.
Yeah, it's a squad game. Johnny, as you are in the comments, please could you get the ball numbers and pop them in the old comments, good sir? Thanking you. So we know what to look out for. Basically, the draw is just a couple of 3 minutes away now. I think Sky rounding up their coverage of the game itself with a lovely interview with Ten Hag, which I imagine will be box office for the Red Side of Manchester. but I couldn't give less of an F personally. I just want to know who we're playing.
Sam, do you want to tell people quickly how you're making your way to Dortmund and back next week?
Yes. You go first, whilst I have a sip of water, and then I will tell everyone how Johnny, Carl, and I are travelling to and from Dortmund next week.
So anyone else in the comments, get in your comments if you're going to Dortmund, how are you getting there? So me and my pals we're driving to Birmingham. So Sam's neck of the woods. We've got to drive to Birmingham Sunday night, staying in the Ibis at Birmingham Airport. Fly to Dusseldorf first thing Monday morning. It's about 7:30, 8:30. Sam, I think I sent you. And then Dusseldorf for a few beverages. Train to Dortmund. Staying in Dortmund for I don't have tickets. I wish I could. I wish I could sit and brag that I'm going to the game, but I could get one in the Dortmund end, but I don't fancy that. And then a good day on the good day on drinking Dortmund, and then
if you could get one in the Dortmund end, then please tell me how when we go off air. And you're following that route on the way back as well, yes?
Yeah, but we don't fly back to Birmingham until the Wednesday night, so we've got a whole day in Dortmund on the Wednesday after the game. So it's good. Yeah, it's like a good 3-day trip, which considering the last away game I went to was Jeff Hendrick playing up front against Wolves. It's proud moment. I went to Bruges back in 2012 when Pardew was in charge. It's my second European away game, but I got a ticket to that one, so I'm really. It's going to be the proudest moment of as not just me, as all of us as a fan going over there.
Absolute man. So Lee is joining us for the outgoing leg. We're flying from Stansted straight into Dortmund. NFTV will be in Dortmund by 9 a.m. local time Monday morning. So we're going to have loads of content coming out all day Monday. Sample the German culture, which will be
Lederhose.
It'll be wunderbar. And then yes, we're there on the Tuesday, obviously for match day, and then Lee then leaves us because he is flying from Dortmund to Munich and then Munich back to Stansted that way. Not Carl, Johnny, and I. We are getting the train from Dortmund, Germany at 9 a.m. local time to Eindhoven, Holland. And then we are flying back to Stansted from Eindhoven in the Netherlands. So that'd be a fun day. It's like we're on a gap year.
Culture.
We've been interrailing around Europe. So that'll be fun. But before then, we've got Arsenal at home at the weekend, where you'll have all your usual content on NFTV. And right now, we're going to bring you the draw for the Carabao Cup. When Sky stopped going on and on about Manchester United and how rubbish they are. £411 million in summer 2022. Only Chelsea have spent more. Who cares?
He's got to get sacked, doesn't he? He's got to get sacked.
Probably. A lot of you suggesting Liverpool. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to play Liverpool after doing these draws all season. Now I kind of just like I'd like a penalty kick, to be honest. I don't want it. I want to draw at home against a team that we should beat, and we can sail into the next round.
Yeah, I'd love Borough at home for me. Borough at home for me is the atmosphere would be electric. I think you got a Newcastle fan in charge of Borough. It would just be a special night, which we should win. And then that semi-final, as we know last year, if we get to a semi-final, we'll get to the final. We're that good. So for me, it just has to be a tie that's not Liverpool away.
Could not agree more. Shrey. I mean, if these are wrong, then you've had a mare. But thank you very, very much for putting these in the comments. So these are the balls to keep an eye on. This is very much straight from NTV sources from Shrey. Ball 1, Middlesbrough. Ball 2, Port Vale. I mean, if you want to go for a midweek city break, I do not recommend Burslem, which is in Stoke-on-Trent, which is where Port Vale play. 3 Liverpool, 4 Chelsea, 5 Everton. They beat Burnley tonight. 6 Fulham, 7 Newcastle United, and 8 West Ham. Liverpool, because we've already lost to them this season, you'd fancy us to beat any of them at home?
At home, I fancy us against anyone, even Liverpool. Some tough teams in there. Yes, Everton are poor, but it's still always a tough game. West Ham, from what I've seen, I watched the first half, were excellent against Arsenal. But anyone at home, yeah, I'll take anyone, even Liverpool. But yeah, just not. I'll take any tie, just not Liverpool away. But I did, yeah, that's the only tie I don't want. But I think it'd be a good experience for the likes of Port Vale. Who else was there? I'm terrible with teams.
I mean, if you're talking away, then you could probably do without Chelsea, Fulham, West Ham.
Yeah, but I don't think we can beat them. I'm not. Yeah, and Liverpool's the only one because we always struggle at Anfield.
I'm thinking more of league. A midweek trip to London is never ideal, is it?
Well, we still took 7,000 fans to Manchester, and it's only a couple of hours extra, so we'll still take 7,000 down. But yeah. I mean, Chelsea are that bad. Fulham are bang average. Everton, Goodison's a hard place to go, to be fair. So I'd probably want to avoid Goodison or Anfield away. But I'd love someone like Port Vale. Did I say Exeter, or was that just me making it
No,
up?
I think Borough beat Exeter.
They're Borough a bit. Sorry. So I think Port Vale or Borough at home would be brilliant. Like I really do.
So it's just so you want one of the 2 lowest ranked teams left in the competition.
Just anyone.
This is the quarter-final draw as well, isn't it? We're at quarter-final already.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if we can beat these, I think over 2 legs, even if it was Liverpool over 2 legs, we can beat them. When we've got our squad back.
Yeah, but these games do come up very, very quick, don't they?
Yeah, but I think when Lee was on the United stand before, you could tell the Man United fans who he was talking to were quite entitled. They were like, "Oh, are you that bothered about this competition?" Because they weren't, and Lee straight away went, "Aye, we want to win a trophy. If this has to be our first trophy, so be it." We're no disrespect to us. We're not going to win the Champions League. If we drop in the Europa League, that's still going to be tough. The FA Cup's always hard to win, so I still think this is our best chance to get off the mark and win the trophy, especially when we've beaten the best team in the world in Man City and a massive club in Man United. It's still a massive chance. I still think every other fan who's sat around the country who's still in this draw will be looking, going, just not fucking Newcastle. Please, just not Newcastle. And that's a good position for us to be in.
Got to remember, and I made this point in the Champions League draw, like, cast your minds back when we were watching the Champions League draw, like, because obviously we're in pot 4 and the pots get drawn at the same time. You see the groups take shape, and then you think, hang on a minute, all of them teams are not going to want to play Newcastle or not want to draw Newcastle out of pot 4. So, yeah, there'll be a few teams. Well, the vast majority of them teams, I would think, still in that draw tonight will want to avoid us. Let's face it.
I'd love to know what they're doing.
Who are doing?
With the draw.
Well, they're talking to Shay Given. I mean, Shay Given's loving life at the moment. All the extra work he's getting punditry-wise.
Well, to be fair, there's another legend there, Andy Cole. Whether people love him or hate him before we left, he's one of the best centre forwards ever to play for us.
Right, he is, but let's not. He is, yeah, and he was ridiculously good. But as a pundit, he's all Man United. Let's not get it.
No, I don't mean as a pundit. I mean as a player.
I mean, he's an ambassador for Manchester United as well. So he's employed by Manchester United. So yeah, but yeah, good.
And whoever Izzy Christiansen is, I'm sure Lee and Joe have well into her career.
Well, put some respect on her name. WSL champion, I'll have you know. Let's. Not. There's no place for that on here, my friend. Very, very talented player back in the day, and I think she's a decent pundit as well. Right, the draw is imminent, I would say, because I think Sky are what's the word, delaying because they were waiting for an interview with Ten Hag, which hasn't happened yet, or has it?
No, it has, but he refused his first one, didn't he? So he's I think there's going to be another break, and then it'll be on.
Yes, it is minutes away. The Carabao Cup Draw. Keep your comments in. Smash that like button. We have membership options as well. If you hit that join button too, 99p per month for a load of extra content, channel news, and the whole shebang, just for 99p. Yeah, do feel free to take a look and hit that like button, as I say, if you haven't already done so. Couple of quick words on a few of the players we haven't mentioned yet, just before the draw gets underway. Almiron came on very, very early, and it's the first time, I'm not sure if it was the first time ever, but it's certainly the first time in a good few years we've actually seen him down the left. And I think it went very well.
Well, there's a certain group of Newcastle fans, one or two who are in our group and our channel, who will just not praise Miggy, whether he scores a hat trick, whether he scores one, whether he has, he very
So he's not watching this.
he very rarely lets us down. And yes, he can be a frustrating player, but certainly since Eddie Howe came in, he has never ever let this club down, ever. Whether he's played the left, the right, I'm sure there's times Steve Bruce had him playing CDM at one point, which wasn't his fault, and he still never let us down. I'm one of his biggest fans, and I'm so glad he's added goals to his game. I know he can be frustrating. I know he can, but when he, as I mentioned earlier, if you were listening, if Matt Targett was on the pitch instead of Miggy, we wouldn't have took the lead in that game, and that could change the entire complexity of the result. I still think we would have won, but in terms of that we were just getting on top of the game at the time when Miggy made that run. I just think he's just. If you remember his debut against Huddersfield, I think, Sam.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 years ago now, maybe a bit less. I'm terrible with time, you're better with stuff like that. The club was rock bottom, the negativity, everything. So I'm so proud that he's now gone through all of that and he's now playing Champions League football, scoring goals at Old Trafford to get us into good cup positions. It's just a pleasure to see because he just always plays with a smile on his face. And I just don't think he deserves the criticism he gets half the time.
Yeah, and as well, it's worth pointing out, and it's by no means a new thing by now. How many players on that pitch tonight played under Steve Bruce?
Oh, I remember it was like Matt Ritchie was like the PE teacher joining in. When he's taking set pieces, you go like, God, he's been here years. And just credit to him. He's never going to set the world alight now, but he never let us down. Who else done it? Dubravka. Dubravka made a brilliant save. First or second half, I can't remember who shot it, but again,
Oh yeah. It was Mount that pinged one in.
Was it Mount? Was it? Yeah. So you think these players who've been there, they've seen the lows. Even Shaw, he wasn't playing tonight, but yeah, the squad's come a long way in the space of 4 or 5 years.
Incredible. Just goes to show what actual coaching can do. Yeah, it was. I mean, look, the last time we beat Man United at Old Trafford, like you say, we had Kabay, Cisse, Colaccini, and today we've gone there with Kraft, Dummett, and no properly recognised striker.
And I think it's always the same, Sam. It'll be so annoying because in the morning it'll be how poor Man U were. No one will recognise the players you've just mentioned are still playing. Ritchie, Dummett, Kraft, Hall's only a young lad. Tino's a young lad, not played football. Matt Ritchie, they won't mention that. They always just love to talk about Ten Hag and Man U, but yeah, I
mean, has corrected himself by saying Longstaff shot deserved.
I jumped
money for where Longstaff shit deserved to go in. A wonderful typo, if ever there was one.
I did jump out my seat. Actually, I thought that was in the back of the net.
Oh, I mean, it made Gary Neville squeal, did it not? I thought he was having a crisis. But yeah,
They're now showing highlights of the Arsenal game just to.
Trippier plays left back for England, so why not? I'm assuming this is the argument of Trippier left back, Livramento left back, which we had the debate going round after the Man City win, didn't we? So that's
it's an option, but unfortunately, Dan Burn never lets us down. And if you've played any level of football, if you're playing well week in, week out, you deserve to be in the team. And Dan Burn is, bars pace, yes. Everyone at Wolves was a bit leggy. If that Neto hadn't gotten injured, Dan Burn probably would have gotten sent off. But when you look at Dan Burn's career, he's never ever let us down on a football pitch, and that's why Eddie Howe loves him. Simple as.
And it's worth noting as well, 3 of the top 4 from last season all play with 3 centre-backs in a back 4. So Man City, Arsenal and ourselves, I'm classing like Ake and Vardiol as centre-backs. I'm classing Ben White as a centre-back and Dan Burn as a centre-back. But they all play kind of right back or left back, don't they? So
have you seen Ben White recently? He's looking more like Tina Turner every day. I don't know what he's injecting himself with.
Well, he wasn't simply the best today because he scored an own goal.
Hey, go on, Sam. We didn't even rehearse that.
I know. It's what you call synergy, my friend.
Come on, get this drawn,
man. I know. I mean, this happens every time when we rush to get the draw.
I've only got 12% left on my phone. It'll probably go off as the bar's about to come out.
Oh, great. Honestly. Get a charger, man. Yeah, let us know in the comments who you want to get in the Carabao Cup quarter-final draw. I'm guessing there'll be plenty of votes for Middlesbrough and Port Vale, but hey-ho, some of you might want to go to West Ham on a Wednesday night or on a Thursday night, as we did last season in the league.
I would love to see like a Newcastle West Ham final, like a little 50-50 final where it's 2 good teams who are just going to battle each other, like, because we've got to be one of the favourites left. It's got to be Liverpool favourites, then Newcastle now. It's got to be.
I doubt there'll be a market until the draw is done. But so long as Newcastle and Liverpool avoid each other, then yes, it very much will be that.
Are we missing it? Are you getting Jared Bowen getting interviewed on yours now?
Yes, because that's what's on the television.
I just didn't know if they'd switched over to another channel or what.
The Newcastle Port Vale final. I mean, we'd all love to see Port Vale in the Europa Conference League, would we not? Presuming we qualify for the Champions League through the league. Chelsea home versus Fulham. That'd just be a nice standard kind of home win in theory, wouldn't it? Not for want of jinxing ourselves.
Yeah.
Derby is obviously a popular one. It's been years and years and years and years since we've had a derby, because they can't get in the Premier League.
Can anyone name the last time we played Borough? Anyone? You probably will be able to because you're a smart ass, but.
We've been in the Champions under Houghton and.
Nope.
Have we played them since then?
I'll say now, the year we went down, they came up, didn't we? They had Carabao in charge.
Yeah.
So I remember going to a game in the Riverside where, I don't know if this was the last one, we drew 2-2. Andy Carroll scored about last minute of the game. I don't know if that was, I was at that one. But I don't know if that was the last time we played them. It might have been. But it's not a bad trivia question.
Ginger swears he knows his stuff. Played them in a friendly, did we?
I mean, competitive though. We did a friendly a couple of, I think we did, but like, I mean, I remember because they had a player called, was it Brian Robson or someone Robson? He used to play for Celtic.
Yeah.
And he scored to make it 2-1 about 10 minutes ago, and then Andy Carroll popped up. So they had Southgate. No, they had Gordon Strachan in charge at the time, actually. And we had Houghton. But I don't know if that was the last time we played them.
The draw is coming up any minute now. I know how you all feel. I know it. I get it. You've tuned in expecting the draw. And yes, we came on expecting the draw. It is not our fault Sky are doing 45 minutes of post-match coverage on West Ham Arsenal. Do you think Newcastle United will win? Spoiler alert, we did. Hence why we're doing the draw live stream. Sean is fully aware of our luck this season when it comes to cup competition draws. Yeah, so we are going to be.
Here we go. Come on.
Starting the draw now. So, Izzy Christensen and Andy Cole are doing the draw. Confirmation of the draw numbers. Number 1, Middlesbrough. Number 2, Port Vale. Number 3, Liverpool. Number 4, Chelsea. Number 5, Everton. Number 6, Fulham. Number 7, Newcastle United FC. 8, West Ham. So, hold on to your hats, everyone.
Home draw. Come on.
Let's hope there's
Come
no
on, Izzy.
balls. Izzy Christensen has got her hand in the pot. She is swirling her hand round, and she has drawn number 5, which is Everton. So, do you want Everton? Do you want Everton away? Andy Cole is dipping his hands into the balls, and they will play number 6, which is Fulham.
What's 2 Premier League out the way? Come on, number 7.
So,
why am I so nervous about a cup draw? Honestly, it gets me nervous.
Next, Izzy Christensen is going to draw out the next home team, which is number 4.
Oh. Chelsea.
We could do without.
No, Joe, we don't want this. Number 7 it is.
We're going to Chelsea.
Newcastle, Chelsea. Chelsea, Newcastle.
Wow.
You couldn't fucking write it. But I do think we can beat them.
Well, there we go. Oh, get then Chelsea away in the midweek. That is just absolutely typical of the draw we have done this season. Port Vale, by the way, in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, and they are at home to Middlesbrough.
I bet they're the last 2 each other wanted and all. Like Port Vale or Borough are going to be in the semi-final.
Port Vale or Middlesbrough are going to be in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Liverpool are at home.
West Ham will be now.
Of course they are. And they will play West Ham as that draw is rounded off. Let's have a couple of 10 minutes of reaction. Get your comments in. Smash the like button and all that carry on. As an opponent, I mean, it could be worse. Let's take away the name and the grandeur and the recent history of Chelsea. Let's just look at how they're playing at the moment. Would you say it's quite similar to kind of Man United in a way, a big team that's really underperforming?
I think if you switch the draw around, you're a lot more positive. If it's Chelsea at home, you go, yes, we'll beat them. But it doesn't matter how Chelsea play. And Stamford Bridge is a tough place to go, and I'm very much of the opinion that Chelsea can't get much worse than they've been. But again, I keep saying it. If you want to win the cups, that's Man City, Man United, and Chelsea. If we beat Chelsea, that semi-final, whoever it is an easier draw than whoever we've got over 2 legs. But Eddie Howe, I don't think that'll faze Eddie Howe. I really, really don't. I think it's just disappointed to wear.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea at home, yes, please, every night. Yeah, I really fancy that. But that's again what I said when we drew Man United. I mean, I have to start presenting these draws, especially to get to the semi-final, because we will end up with Liverpool instead of Port Vale. But yeah.
I just feel if we can beat Chelsea, we've got a 50-50 chance of getting Port Vale or Borough over 2 legs, and that's another cup final. No disrespect to Port Vale or Borough, we've still got to graft, but you take it a game at a time. I just think it's the away, but it means for me when you're seeing what the atmosphere was like at Dortmund at home, there's a potential now with the amount of people who don't deserve tickets getting tickets. It's a bit flat where we know it's going to be another 6,000 or 7,000 down Stamford Bridge. I think the fans give their players a lift tonight. So I wouldn't be too downhearted if I was a Newcastle fan.
Yeah, I think it's quite similar to what we've done tonight. Actually, don't get me wrong; it's not going to be easy, but it's a club that have overspent on
Shit.
yeah, and it's a place that's struggling. The atmosphere from a home perspective isn't great, and it isn't anything special. It's a place where Newcastle fans can go and dominate and dictate the atmosphere. Yeah, I think there's, on the look of it, all is not lost, considering.
Considering that Borough, but I think every team will be looking at Borough and Port Vale now, going whoever wins their respective tie can get to a final, and that's no disrespect to Port Vale or Borough, but if we can beat Chelsea, you've then got Liverpool or West Ham over 2 legs. I think we can beat them all. I really, really do in a semi.
I mean, Neil with a great point as we begin to wrap up. Will Hall be able to play? Probably not, with the terms of his loan deal not being made permanent yet. That's not going to be done till the end of the season. So that's a point. Hall probably won't be available for that. That's another one to consider. Where
But I think Eddie
it's
Howe,
another challenge for the squad, isn't it?
Eddie Howe knows that this is the business end of the competition as well. So it will be I don't know the date of the fixtures, but it shouldn't be around Champions League football, like this one kind of is. It's probably going to be in December at some point. So there's no Champions League games as far as I'm aware, bar maybe it's the first week. So we might have a bit more of a rest than we have done this week. But I don't know until I see the fixtures.
Yeah, don't bank on it, mate. We shall see that. Yeah, there is Champions League. Yeah, we go to PSG in December, I think. But again, this has been a hastily put forward stream, and thank you very much for watching all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your company this evening as well, Adam. Newcastle United have beaten Manchester United at Old Trafford by 3-0, and they are rewarded with a quarter-final tie at Stamford Bridge to face Pochettino's Chelsea. Please like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV. Lee Lawler and young Harry Dawson are down Old Trafford tonight. The match reaction is probably already out. You are not going to want to miss the vlog, which will be out soon. And then the last word, Lee will probably put out tomorrow morning. So there's plenty of things to keep you going. And yes, fantastic. What a night. What a win. And a historical night. A Where Were You night. And you can live vicariously, if you weren't lucky enough to be there, through the eyes of NFTV when that vlog comes out later. So thank you very, very much for watching, everyone. And stay tuned.